All right, so let's start our morning puja. I'd like to invite you to just put your hands together and let's chant together. Let us pay homage to the Buddha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Please put your palms together to partake in the offerings to the Buddha. The offering of the 5 items allow us to express our gratitude to the Buddha and serves as a symbol to help us remember the teachings. Please join wholeheartedly and read the verses together. Offering of light. Light symbolizes wisdom. May the light of Dharma dispels the darkness of ignorance. Offering of incense. Incense symbolizes the fragrance of pure moral conduct. This reminds us to cultivate good conduct. Offering of water. Water symbolizes purity, clarity, and calmness. It reminds us to practice the Buddha's teachings, to cleanse one's mind which is full of desires, ill will, and delusion, to attain the state of purity. Offering of fruits. Fruits symbolize the ultimate fruit of enlightenment, which is our goal. They also remind us that all actions will have their effects. Offering of flowers. Flowers symbolize impermanence. The freshness, fragrance, and beauty of flowers are impermanent. This reminds us that we should all live in the present. Remembering thus, we should reduce our craving and attachment. Let us all pay respect to the Triple Gem. Arahang Sama Sambuddho Bhagawa Buddhang Bhagawantang Abhivademi. Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami. Supatipanno Bhagavato Sawaka Sangho Sanghang Namami. We chant these verses for taking the 3 refuge. Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dhammang saranang gacchami,
มิ
Sanghang saranang gacchami.
สังฆังสารนังกัจฉามิ Sanghang saranang gacchami สังฆังสารนังกัจฉามิ Dhammang saranang gacchami สังฆังสารนังกัจฉามิ Dhammang saranang gacchami สังฆังสารนังกัจฉามิ Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
We chant these verses to observe the 5 precepts.
Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Adinadana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Kamesu miccacara veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Musawada veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Surameraya majapamadatthana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Let us recollect the sublime qualities of the Buddha.
Iti piso bhagava arahang sama sambuddho vijjacharana sampano sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhammasarati Sattha dewa manusanang buddho bhagavati.
Let us recollect the sublime qualities of the Dharma.
Swakato bhagavata dhammo sanditiko akaliko ehipasiko opanaiko pacattang veditabo vinyuhiti.
Let us recollect the sublime qualities of the Sangha.
Supatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ujjupatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Nyāyapatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Samicci patipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Yadidang cattari purisa yugani Attha purisa pugala Esa bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ahuneyo pahuneyo dakhineyo anjali karaneyo anuttarang punyakhetang lokasanti. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, good morning, Dharma brothers and sisters. Before we start our service today, we have, for the next week, we have Ajahn Santuti will be sharing with us on the topic of the world is created by me. So you'll be live on BF, YouTube, and Facebook, so please tune in. And we have year-end retreat by Ajahn Brahm and Ajahn Brahmali. For those of you who would like to close the year meaningfully, come and join us. The closing date will be this coming tomorrow, 30th of November. All right. And the December Sunday service schedule has been out on the website. So for those of you who would like to come and attend the session at BF, so please register at the Eventbrite. And this is our youth service as well as our Indonesian service. For those of you who are interested, please register at the link provided there. All right. And we have Bhante Buddha Rakita, who will be sharing the part 2 of the Alagadupama Sutta on the 5th of December. The video will be live on the BF, YouTube, and Facebook. All right. Yeah. So we have also introduction to Anapanasati meditation on the led by Brother Beng Hok. It will start on the 13th December to 24th of January, every Sunday, 2 to 4 p.m. live at BF. So for those of you who are interested, please register at the Eventbrite. All right, it's time for AGM. So we would like to invite all of you who are member of Buddhist Fellowship to join us at the AGM on the 13th of December, 2 to 4 p.m. at the Dharma Hall as well as over Zoom. All right? Please register your attendance. And the Yin Yoga session will be live at BF West. It will start on the first quarter of 2020. For those of you who are interested, please, 2021, yes. For those of you who are interested to join, please register at the Eventbrite too. Yay, we have happy workout. COVID has changed the entire how we live. And for those of you who are interested to join us, you can register your attendance at Eventbrite. It will be both Zoom and physical as well. And I would like to invite Brother Si Yen to share with us about BF Junior Youth. Brother Si Yen.
Hi, thank you, sister. Next slide. Okay, there's a lot of announcements this morning, but I appreciate brothers and sisters to just spare me 3 minutes to introduce briefly on the Junior Youth Program. So I'm Si Yen, and the Junior Youth Program, the slide before, is a Dharma program for secondary school students in BF. So as the year is ending, we are actively recruiting for next year. So allow me to share just 3 reasons why you should encourage your child or your nephew or your niece or your friends who is secondary school age to join us in this program. So the first reason is that if you are joining us on this Sunday morning, probably because you see value in the Dharma. So likewise, it's very important to introduce Dharma to the youth as well. So in this GY program, we try to take an alternative way because youths now all stick instant gratification. But instead of instant gratification, we introduce them to the time-proven method of how to obtain happiness through sila, samadhi, and panya, through morality and being mindful. So first reason to join the JY program is to join us in learning wholesome dharmas. So the second reason is that as much as we want our youths to always succeed, but time again there will be difficulties that occur just due to the fact that they're suffering in life. So in this JY program, we do acknowledge this. So we take time to zoom into these issues, we talk to the youths, and we teach them life skills to how to bounce back from difficulties through the wholesome Dharma. So that's the second reason why we encourage your child to join us for this program. And for the third reason, we all know that conventional wisdom states that you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And also Buddha very famously told Ananda that wholesome friendship is the whole of the holy life. So this is what we seek to achieve in our junior youth program. We surround our students with like-minded individuals so that they can support each other as they walk along the path of Dharma. So if you're interested in signing up for this program, I encourage you to sign up at this QR link over here at the next slide. Here, So if you want to sign up, you can scan this here. And then for our first session next year, we're having a half-day orientation camp. So you just want to check it out and to know who is the JY teachers and their fellow peers. You can join us for this half-day program as well. So there's no commitments if you just join this. And yeah, if you want more information, you can contact the BF office or you can contact me at my WhatsApp as shown here. So final concluding remarks is that I think nowadays youths are exposed to so many enrichment classes, and schools teach them to be better engineers, scientists, doctors, lawyers, and then we send them for tuition classes, learn swimming, learn art, all those things. But in JY, we just teach them how to be better human beings, how to care for their minds, and how to care for their hearts. So I think with this foundation settled, actually they are in a much better place to handle whatever things that life throws at them. So that's the end of my sharing. So welcome Bhante Rathanasara for his sharing later. In fact, Bhante is one of our spiritual advisors for the program as well. Thank you, brothers and sisters.
Thank you, Brother Sayen. All right, so today we are very privileged to have Bhante Rathanasara, who will be sharing with us on the topic of Are You a Potential Stream Enterer? So just a short introduction about Bhante. Bhante Rathanasara was born in Sri Lanka. He became a novice monk at the age of 12 in 1984 and received his higher ordination in 1998. He was a resident monk of Sri Lanka Ramaya Buddhist Temple from 2001 to 2017, and he is the founder and spiritual advisor of Dhammakami Buddhist Society Singapore, and is currently serving as a spiritual advisor to Buddhist Fellowship. So, Dhamma brothers and sisters, please join me to welcome Bhante Rathanasara, and let's give three bows to Bhante.
Good morning, friends. Before we proceed with our talk today, let's practice loving kindness meditation for a few minutes. Did you all practice that? Not yet. Okay. So you may sit in a comfortable sitting position as you are already sitting. Adopt the meditation posture. Back of your right palm is to be placed on left palm. Close your eyes. Let your body relax. Let yourself breathe in and out naturally. Be mindful while you are breathing in. Be mindful while you are breathing out. Whenever your mind runs away, bring it back and establish the mindfulness again and again. Visualize yourself that you are sitting here with your fellow Dhamma friends with so much compassion and kindness towards yourself. Wish yourself all the well-being and happiness. Wish yourself to be free from worries and sufferings, to be well, to be happy. Keep on repeating in your mind, may I be free from worries. May I be free from sufferings. May I be free from hatred and enmity. May I be well. May I be happy. Your parents dedicated their lives for your well-being and happiness. They brought you up, educated you, provided you, and did whatever they could to make you a better person. They are the dearest ones, and they are the nearest ones in your life. Be grateful to them. Wish them peace, happiness, and all the success in their lives. My beloved mother, my beloved father, may both you be free from worries. May both you be free from sufferings. May both you be free from hatred and enmity. May you be well. May you be happy. in this world, we are not left alone. We are supported by many other people. Let's be grateful to all of them. Our relatives, friends, well-wishers, they all are helpful to us. They help us in different ways. Let's radiate boundless love and compassion towards all of them. My brothers and sisters, my relatives and friends, my teachers and well-wishers, may they all be free from worries. May they all be free from sufferings. May they all be free from hatred and enmity. May they all be well. May they all be happy. Human beings create sufferings because of their own defilements. Hatred, ill will, jealousy, anger, cruelty, and many other such defilements create a lot of miseries and sufferings. We create a lot of sufferings for ourselves as well as for other living beings. If human minds can be full of compassion, goodwill, friendship, and such marvelous and wonderful human qualities will bring a lot of blessings. This planet can be a heaven. Let's wish all the human beings to be free from these defilements. Let's wish them to be well and happy. My fellow Dharma brothers and sisters who are sitting with me in this shrine, my fellow brothers and sisters in Singapore, those who are living in neighboring countries, all the people who live in Asia, and all the human beings who live in this world, may they all be free from worries. May they all be free from sufferings. May they all be free from hatred and enmity. May they all be well. May they all be happy. The earth is not the only place where life exists. There are many other planets in this universe where living beings exist. Human beings, animals, as well as various other beings who live in different planes of existence. We all are interrelated, interconnected. Let's radiate boundless love and compassion towards all the sentient existence, wishing all these beings to be free from worries and sufferings, to be well and happy. Those living beings who live on the ground, those who live in the water, those who live in outer space, those who are having gross level physical bodies, or those who are having subtle level astral bodies, those who live near or far, big or small, all the kinds of living beings who live in this world existence. May they all be free from worries. May they all be free from sufferings. May they all be free from hatred and enmity. May they all be well. May they all be happy. May all the living beings in this world existence be free from worries and sufferings. Be well, be happy. May they all attain bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu. Are you a potential stream enterer? Well, that is what we are going to discuss here today. The followers of the Buddha can be divided into two major groups. In one side, there are ordinary followers of the Buddha, very ordinary Buddhists, Putuccana. On the other side, there are enlightened disciples of the Buddha, Aryas. Standing in between these two groups of followers of the Buddha, there are two special disciples. They are not enlightened, but Buddha assured that they will be enlightened some time before their death in this life itself. These two disciples, they are incapable of doing an evil action which can cause them to be born in lower realms. Who are these two special disciples? These are the potential stream enterers. One of them is faith follower, Saddhanusari. The other one is Dhamma follower, Dhammanusari. Perhaps you can be one of them. So the purpose of this talk today here, to have some understanding about these two special followers, so that we can understand our own spiritual inclination and progress. To understand the nature of these disciples, we also need to have some degree of understanding of 5 spiritual faculties. These are faith, effort, mindfulness, concentration, and wisdom. These 5 spiritual faculties, we all inherited, in fact, but we have developed them in different states or different levels. So each and every Buddhist practitioner is different. They are in different stages of spiritual progress. These 5 spiritual faculties are fully developed in an arahant, fully enlightened one. They are lesser developed in non-returner, once returner, stream enterer, Dhamma follower, and faith follower. I'm not going to elaborate these 5 spiritual faculties in details, but it is important to have some understanding. So I'm going to explain them very briefly. First of them is faith. In Buddhist teaching, there are 2 types of faith. One is blind faith, amolika saddha. This faith is rootless, baseless. Buddhism, in fact, does not encourage blind faith. The other one is akaravati saddha, means rational faith. Faith arises through Dhamma understanding, through logical thinking, through rational thinking. And this faith is encouraged in Buddhist teaching. So each and every one of us, we need to analyze the Dharma and understand it, and then we will have kind of confidence to follow the noble path. And that confidence is the faith here. The second spiritual faculty is effort, right effort. We need a lot of vigor to follow the path. We need to have striving energy. It is easy for someone to give up the path. It's not easy to follow unless you have striving energy. Buddha talks about 4 types of striving energies. Basically, they all connected with reducing unskillful, unwholesome states in our mind and producing skillful, wholesome states of our mind. So each and every one of us, we must strive forward to diminish unskillful, destructive, unwholesome tendencies in the human mind. In one hand, on the other hand, must strive to produce wholesome qualities. The third one is mindfulness. Mindfulness is the key to enlightenment. Buddha talks about 4 types of mindfulness. Mindfulness is to be developed by paying mindful attention to our own body, its activities, our own feelings, our own thoughts, and mental objects. These 4 foundations of mindfulness are well explained by the Buddha in many discourses. The 4th one is concentration. Concentration is to be achieved by developing the mind through meditation. And we can achieve various states of concentration. The suttas very often talks about 4 levels of concentration, more deeper, profound status of highly concentrated level of the mind. We need such a refined concentration to see the reality in 5 aggregates. Finally, the 5th faculty, the spiritual faculty, is the wisdom. Wisdom is the one's ability to see the 5 aggregates of clinging as impermanent, as a process, changing. And wisdom is here to see the 4 noble truths in everyday life. When you pick up a Straits Times paper and while reading, if you can see the 4 noble truths. When you are watching your drama or movie, if you can see the 4 noble truths within that, in that way, 4 noble truths is to be seen everywhere. And that happens when we deepen our wisdom. Four Noble Truths are everywhere. In every moment we can see in our life. It is not something that comes from outside, it comes from within ourselves. So these 5 spiritual faculties will be developed when we follow the Noble Eightfold Path. Now they are 100% developed in enlightened ones, as I said. They are lesser developed, those who are in different stages of enlightenment. Now when it comes to the faith follower and the Dhamma follower, one of the key difference is, in faith follower, the faith is stronger than other 4 spiritual powers. In Dhamma followers, the Dhamma is more stronger than the other 4 spiritual powers. Both faith follower and Dhamma follower has got these 5 spiritual faculties, but not fully developed. They are developed to some extent. And at this stage, the dominant faculty in a faith follower is faith. No matter what, he has got unwavering faith, confidence in the Buddha, Dharma and Sangha. So he will stick to follow the noble path. So he will make the progress. On the other hand, the Dhamma follower, he has got profound, deep understanding of the Dhamma, and with that he will follow the noble path. So both of them are heading towards enlightenment. When it comes to the similarities, there are a lot of similarities between these 2 followers. But let's understand similarities in comparison to stream enterer. So both faith follower and Dhamma follower, they are not awakened. But Buddha assured them that they will be awakened in this life itself before they pass away. Now, when it comes to faith, stream enterer has unwavering faith in the triple gems. The faith of a stream enterer cannot be shaken, no matter what. There's no way a stream enterer will have a shaken faith. This is known as avecchapasada, unshakable faith, unwavering faith. So stream enterer has such profound faith which cannot be shaken. In comparison to him, faith follower and Dhamma follower, even though they have so much faith in the Buddha, their faith can be shaken. Their faith can be shaken, not strong like in a stream enterer. What about virtue? When it comes to virtue, both faith follower and Dhamma follower has great virtue. They both uphold sila, morality. But their morality is not comparable with the morality of a stream enterer. The stream enterer has got unbroken morality, Ariya Kanta Sila, a morality dear to noble ones, unbroken type of moral conduct, whereas faith follower and Dhamma follower, they have high degree of morality, but not comparable with the morality of the stream enterer. Both faith follower and Dhamma follower, they have not uprooted any defilements yet. But a stream enterer has uprooted 3 defilements: identity view, and skeptical doubt, and grasping of the wrong grasping of rites and rituals. These 3 have been uprooted by the stream enterer. So these faith follower and Dhamma follower, they are on the path to stream entry, but they are not stream winners yet. So they have not uprooted any defilements yet. But Buddha assured they will be awakened before they pass away in this life itself. On the other hand, a stream enterer is completely free from being born in lower realms. He will never be born in a lower realm. In maximum, he will be born 7 times, either in human planes of existence or divine worlds. Within these 7 lifetimes, he will be fully awakened. Whereas, faith follower and Dhamma follower, they have not assured or they have not achieved that kind of guarantee, but Buddha says they are still incapable of doing an evil action which is strong enough for them to be born in lower realm. So Buddha says they are also free from being born in lower realms. For the simple reason, again, before they pass away, they will be awakened to the first stage. So they are also free from being born in lower realms. So friends, this is a wonderful state, a kind of state that we all can try to achieve, a goal that we can try to focus. It is an achievable goal if you are genuinely dedicated to practice. It is an achievable goal. To be a faith follower or a Dhamma follower. But you might have your own tendency. If your faith is stronger in the triple gems, and then your inclination towards the faith follower. And if your Dhamma understanding and interest in learning, analyzing, and dedicating for deeper Dhamma learning is stronger, then perhaps your inclination is towards the Dhamma follower. However, there are necessary conditioning to be awakened. One of them is good friends, noble friends. This is that gathering. This is the gathering of noble friends. Kalyana Mitta. It is number 1 factor. We need to have a spiritual community. We need to have Dhamma friends who encourage each other to practice the path. When you come to Buddhist fellowship, here, this is a place where Kalyana Mittas get together. When you get together here, you are talking about the Dhamma. You are encouraging each other to develop wholesome qualities. Here, once you get together here, no one is talking about things related to the defilements arousing like hatred, ill will, jealousy, anger. Such kind of defilements will not be aroused through your speech, through your actions. They will be diminished. You will talk about things related to compassion, goodwill, understanding, generosity. Whatever the actions you are taking here are also towards that direction. So in this way, the spiritual gathering, noble friendship is very important. Keep close contact with your Dharma friends. They are essential. They are the ones who encourage you to follow the path. We need the help of our Dharma friends. Second factor is learning the true Dharma. Remember, true Dharma. We need to be wise enough to understand what is true Dharma and what is false Dharma. Any kind of teachings encourage your greed, that is not true Dharma. Any kind of teaching arouse your defilements, make you unhappy, miserable through negative defilements, that is not true Dharma. Any kind of teachings increase your greed, hatred, delusion, that is not true Dharma. But whatever the Dharma will help you to reduce your greed, reduce your hatred, reduce your ignorance, that is the true Dharma. Any kind of teachings that elaborate Four Noble Truths, that is true Dharma. Any kind of teachings helps you to see impermanent nature of the world, five aggregates, that is true Dharma. In this way, we need to understand what is true Dharma. So learn the true Dharma, and that is essential. Third factor is proper attention. When you are learning the Dharma, you need to have proper attention. Go to learn the Dharma with right attitude, with right intention. Don't go to listen to Dharma with wrong intention. Whenever you are going to learn the Dharma, and you must approach Dharma with right attitude, with wise attention. Learn it mindfully. Analyze the Dharma carefully in your mind and try to understand it. Then only you will grasp the inner meaning of the Dharma. When you learn the inner meaning of the Dharma, then the fourth factor, try to apply it in your life. Dharma is not something that you have to pick up when you come to Buddhist fellowship, and then when you leave the Buddhist fellowship and you leave your Dharma behind. Dharma is not something like that. Dharma is not something to be kept in the library. Dharma is something to be kept with your body and mind. Dharma must remain with our body and mind. Dharma is to be seen within the body and mind. So day-to-day life, try to practice the Noble Eightfold Path. Little by little, when you make effort to learn and practice, and then your five spiritual faculties become stronger. Your faith, effort, mindfulness, concentration, wisdom, these five spiritual faculties become stronger and stronger, and then eventually we will be awakened from the deep sleep of ignorance and break through the delusion, which is the first stage, stream entry. So these two special followers which I just mentioned, faith follower and Dhamma follower, they are the potential stream enterers. Perhaps you can be one of them. Okay, I think this much is enough as a talk. We can spend a little bit of time for Q&A.
Thank you so much, Bhante, for a very enriching and inspiring sharing. Can I invite everyone who has any questions? Is there any questions from online? Facebook?
Yes, there are 2 or 3 questions here. So far 2. Dear Bhante, thank you for the talk. It is inspiring for me. Do both faith and Dharma followers need to achieve first jhana before they can be a stream enterer in this life? Thank you.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. However, to understand the Dhamma, you need to have calm, serene, peaceful mind. There is a very important discourse in Anguttara Nikaya, Vimuttayatana Sutta. In this discourse, Buddha talks about 5 instances that breakthrough delusion can happen. Someone can be awakened from the sleep of ignorance while teaching the Dhamma. Someone can be awakened from the sleep of ignorance while listening to the Dhamma. Third case, someone can be awakened from the sleep of ignorance while reciting the Dhamma mindfully. And fourth case, someone can be awakened from the sleep of ignorance while reflecting the Dhamma in the mind mindfully. The fifth case, someone can be awakened from the sleep of ignorance while meditating. So in these 5 cases, if you notice, 4 out of 5 are related to Dhamma, which is either teaching the Dhamma or listening the Dhamma or reflecting the Dhamma or reciting the Dhamma or in meditation. What happened here, according to this sutta, the Buddha says, when you reflect the Dhamma, for example, and your mind becomes calm, serene, peaceful, the rapture, joy arises in your mind because of inspiration through the Dhamma, piti, then that will tranquilize your body, sukha, and then you will achieve concentration. So when you achieve such kind of states of the mind and then reflect the Dhamma deeply, and that breakthrough can happen. However, these things do not happen all of a sudden. We need practice. So Buddha is talking about long-term practitioners here, and those who have cultivated 5 spiritual faculties, and when they reflect, such breakthrough can happen. So if you notice these factors like rapture, happiness, which is sukha, and then the calm, serene, peaceful nature, which is concentration, samadhi, these are jhanic factors. So even though we do not necessarily need to be first jhana or second jhana to break through, but we definitely need a mind of such concentrated level. Most probably these are the most probably jhanic status of the mind. So on the other hand, as the person asks whether it is necessary to be in meditation, so not necessarily to be in meditation. Meditation is only one of them. I'm not belittling the meditation. Meditation is compulsory, it is not optional. After all, meditation can be practiced in many ways. When you learn the Dhamma and read the Dhamma book and reflect, that can be a form of meditation, which is known as Dhammanupassana, reflecting, recollecting the Dhamma. When you reflect Four Noble Truths in your mind deeply, profoundly, that is a form of meditation. When you reflect the great virtue of the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, these are meditation subjects. So meditation, of course, it can be practiced in different ways. There are many ways to practice it.
Thank you, Bhante. Another 2 questions. The second one is, how can one become a stream enterer in this lifetime, especially in this demanding era of modern society which is so materialistic?
I think I explained in my talk the 4 conditions necessary to be awakened. First of all, the noble friends, Kalyanamitas. Second, learning the true Dhamma. Third, wise attention, careful attention, mindfulness. Fourth, practicing according to the teachings. So you need to have these 4 conditions. But of course it is a challenging. We do not say it is not a challenge. And whether you live in a city, or whether you live in a forest, or whether you live in a monastery, or whether you live as a layperson, there are always challenges. Remember that. Do not think living in the forest is easier to attain enlightenment. Living in the forest has got its own challenge. You ask the monks and nuns who live in the forest. It is not an easy life. Living in a city monastery is also not an easy task. So everyone has got one's own challenge. But of course, obstacles can be different. So living in the cities like Singapore, where it demands so much time for material achievements, which we need to survive here, of course it is a great challenge as well. But we need to find our time. If you really, really want to do something, you will find your way. So there are no standardized answers to these. You need to find your way out. I believe if you really want to do something, you will find your way. So that is what I believe.
Thank you, Bhante. Any questions from the floor before I read the last question here?
Bhante, thanks for the talk. I have 2 questions. One is when you mentioned that when one enters the stream enterer, can you repeat what are the 3 things that have been outrooted? Okay, second question is, I remember one of the...
Sorry to interrupt you. I do not understand your question.
The uprooting of the 3 fetters. I think he is not sure of the 3 fetters. The lower 3 fetters that are uprooted by a stream enterer.
You mean the defilements?
Yes.
Okay.
I remember one of the defilement you mentioned is the outrooting of the wrong grasping of the right and riches. So can you explain on that, and what is the right view on the right and riches? Yeah.
Okay, I believe that you want the clarification of wrong grasping of rites and rituals. I think this is something which is misunderstood by many Buddhist friends. Some people go to the extent and say that we do not, simply they say that offering flowers and incense and lights to the Buddha or Buddhist ceremonies, these are rites and rituals we do not need to do as Dharma practitioners. They are wrong grasping of rites and rituals. Well, Buddhist devotional practices, starting from offering flowers, incense and lights onward, all the Buddhist rites and rituals involved in house blessings, hospital visiting, funerals, all these rites and rituals, if you look at them very carefully and analyze them, they have their own psychological, sociological, religious significance. They have their own symbolic representation. Furthermore, they are skillful means that very precisely, very skillful way, very psychological way lead the practitioner towards the Noble Eightfold Path. So Buddhist rites and rituals, they are not grounded in delusion, but rather they are in fact grounded in the Dharma itself. But you need to understand them properly. So, doing all these rites and rituals with understanding is not wrong. It is the right grasping. Doing it with delusion is the wrong grasping. For example, if you believe by offering flowers and incense and lights to the Buddha that you can be enlightened, this is wrong grasping. If you believe that participating in all these Buddhist rites and rituals alone can make you enlightened, that is wrong grasping. Because rites and rituals, they can be beneficial, they can be supportive, but they have their own limitation. So in order to attain enlightenment, we need to follow the Noble Eightfold Path. The moment that you are awakened from the sleep of ignorance to the first stage, you will clearly and precisely see there is no any other way to attain enlightenment other than the Noble Eightfold Path. And with that, you will not cling to any of rites and rituals thinking they will lead to enlightenment. But you will understand their own significance. You will not discriminate them, but you do not depend on them for the sake of attaining enlightenment. That's the difference. And going back to the history of 2500 years, in the time of the Buddha, there were many religious teachers who taught by practicing rites and rituals, you can achieve your salvation, liberation. Based on that, various kind of rites and rituals came into existence. Even the rituals of sacrificing animals and humans, and such kind of sacrificial rituals are recognized as wholesome. And there are many types of such rituals. I'm just citing only one. So of course, this is where we come across that they are not leading to enlightenment. It's only the Noble Eightfold Path. So as understanding Buddhists, if you understand the significance of rites and rituals and do them for the sake of that, and you do not depend on them for attaining enlightenment, to attain enlightenment you follow the Noble Eightfold Path. That is not considered as grasping the rites and rituals. So need to understand it. We need to practice it with understanding. However, one more thing, these rites and rituals, they are not compulsory. They are optional, up to you. After all, they were introduced by us, by monks, not by the Buddha. Buddha introduced Four Noble Truths, which is the doctrine, and the Noble Eightfold Path, which is Vipassana meditation. And of course, there are many others. But it does not mean Buddha reject rites and rituals. That's wrong. Buddha rejected rites and rituals which are rooted in ignorance and encourage violence. But Buddha did not reject rites and rituals which are used as skillful means. For example, ordination ceremony, it's a rites and ritual when you become a monk. Higher ordination ceremony, it's a rites and rituals introduced by the Buddha himself. So it is very wrong to say that Buddha rejected rites and rituals altogether. Of course, Buddha rejected rites and rituals as a means to enlightenment. There's no way that you can be enlightened through rites and rituals. That is what he rejected. And he also rejected rites and rituals which is involve violence, bloodshed and ignorance. Otherwise, if they are to be used as a skillful means, there's no harm of it. There's nothing wrong.
Thank you, Bhante. We will take this last question, which has 3 parts. Dear Bhante, sometimes this mind will stray into negative thoughts during the day. Can you please share some practical tips to keep the mind mindful and wholesome? The second part is, when one reflects on the noble truth during meditation, is one looking at one's own thoughts? That is one of the 5 khandhas. Appreciate your clarification. And the last part is...
Okay, shall we go one by one?
Okay.
Okay, first one. Of course, we all are very busy, especially in countries like Singapore. So among the busy schedule, while we are rushing, sometimes we might utter certain things and do certain things which are unwholesome. So unwholesome thoughts might arise. So one of the effective way to tackle it, in the evening, once you finish all of your work, dedicate some time for seclusion. Sit somewhere quietly and then close your eyes and go through your own day, how you started your day and what happened during the day. So when you play back the events that happened, you might easily recognize the events that you reacted negatively. The times that your mind was full of egoism. Times that you were hurt because of another person. And in this way, when you go through the events in your own mind, you might notice where you made the mistakes and see them objectively, understand them. No point of regretting about them, but determine not to repeat them. When you do this every day in the evening before you go to sleep, and then there will be some inner transformation. It will become part of your daily life in time to come. The moment these unwholesome thoughts arise, and before they manifest as our words and actions, and you will be alerted. It is a system works within itself, and you will be mindful, and then you will commit less mistake through your speech and actions. When you practice it everyday basis, when your practice becomes stronger and understanding becomes deepened, and even the thoughts which are negative, destructive, unwholesome, which less likely to occur, or the moment they occur, you are mindful so you can nip them in the bud. So you will get rid of them immediately. There are many other ways also. Of course, the Buddha says, if a thought of hatred arises, then replace it with thought of loving kindness. If a thought of cruelty arises, replace it with compassion. If a thought of jealousy arises, replace it with appreciative joy. In this way, you can knock out the unwholesome thoughts and replace it with the wholesome thoughts. However, it can be done only through training. So one of the effective way that you can adopt is to dedicate some time for reflection. In fact, this is something that all the Buddhist monks are doing, which is known as Paccavekkhana practice, reflection.
The other part is if when you reflect on the Noble Truths during meditation, is one looking at one's own thoughts, that is one of the 5 khandhas. So
what is the question here?
Is it reflecting on one of the 5 khandhas for when you reflect on the Noble Truths?
What Noble Truth is referring to?
He didn't refer to any.
Okay, I believe that she is referring to 4 Noble Truths, for example. Yes, of course. In Rohitassa Sutta, the Buddha says, Imasmin yeva vyamamatte kalebare sasamhi samanake lokancha panyapemi loka samudayancha loka nirodhancha loka nirodhagamini patipadancha. In this fathom long body, with its perception and thoughts, I proclaim the world, its origin, its cessation, its path to its cessation. So here Buddha is referring, 4 noble truths are to be seen within the body and mind, within the 5 aggregates of clinging. So when you reflect 4 noble truths in your mind, of course, you have to do it with 5 aggregates. You need, your thoughts are involved, your perceptions, mental formation, all these are involved. Apart from it, it is impossible for you to realize them. So 4 noble truths are to be realized within the 5 aggregates of clinging. Nibbana is to be realized within the body and mind. Nibbana is not something outside the body and mind.
Bhante, do you have time to answer one more question? Dear Bhante, can you help elaborate the free from skeptical doubt? What is skeptical doubt referring to? And identity view, what are the ways to free from the identity view?
Skeptical doubt is referred to doubt in the Buddha, Dharma and Sangha. For example, inability to accept the Buddha wholeheartedly as the enlightened one. So when it is said, Buddha is free from all the defilements and he achieved a perfect release from suffering, and he is fully enlightened one who not only free from the defilements, but also the one who teach the method for the others to follow, so that others also can be free from defilements. So when you have doubt in the Buddha, that is called skeptical doubt. Now the question is it wrong to have doubt? In Buddhist teaching, we do not say it is sinful or it is wrong. You can have doubt in the Buddha. You can have doubt in the Dharma. You can have doubt in the Sangha. Doubt itself is an obstacle. Doubt itself hinder your progress. So what should be done to overcome the doubt? Whenever doubt arises in your mind, what should be done as wise human beings? You must find out. Doubt always arises because there is no wisdom, there is no light, there is no knowledge. Doubt cannot arise when there is knowledge, when there is wisdom, when there is light. Doubt cannot arise. So it is possible for an ordinary Buddhist to have doubt. Is there something called enlightenment? Is that possible? Can we achieve that state by practicing the Dharma? Is this the true path? Though there can be many doubts. Is it true that the Buddha had such kind of great spiritual powers and abilities? In this way, it is possible that you might have doubts about the Buddha, his teaching, his noble Sangha. And that is quite possible, and there's nothing wrong of it. What is wrong is keeping the doubt and you remain there doing nothing. And that is not the way. When you have doubt, you must overcome the doubt. How to overcome the doubt? You can overcome the doubt only through the Dhamma. Learn the Dhamma theoretically, understand it within your mind, and then practice it and see whether it works or not. Very simple. Theoretical learning and deep understanding through analyzing, and practically testing. So when you go through this process, understanding, practice and realization, pariyatti, patipatti, pativeda, you will see it by yourself. Because Dhamma does not ask you to believe. It says, Paccattam veditabbo vinyuhi, by wise people should be directly realized. Ehi passiko, come and check it by yourself. So when such freedom is given to you, and you must overcome your doubt. So when you practice the path, the moment you awaken from the sleep of ignorance and you started to see yourself, yes, he is fully enlightened. Yes, this is the only path to lead to that state. Yes, there are other human beings too who achieve the same states. So this is the awakening. Buddha is known as awakened one. Means we are still sleeping. So awakened one is aware. So when you are awakened, you will see the sleeping people and you also will see the awakened people, correct? So the moment you are awakened from your sleep, you see that not only I, the others are also awake. So you see this one is the first one who is awakened and he taught the way how to be awakened. These are the others who are already awakened. Because you are awakened. At that moment, doubt disappears. That is what is it said. So until someone attains the first stage of enlightenment, it is reasonable to have doubt. There's nothing wrong of it. But what is wrong is keeping the doubt and doing nothing. That is wrong. So overcome the doubt.
Bhante, his second part was how to overcome, free ourselves from identity view. Identity view, how to free ourselves.
You need to see the 5 aggregates of clinging as impermanent. What we recognize as I, me, or mine is only a conception. There is no something which does not undergo any changes either within the body or outside the body. Moment by moment, we create our thoughts, and these creations are recognized as I, me, or mine. When you observe 5 aggregates of clinging very mindfully, and moment by moment you might see how our own feelings, perceptions, mental formations, consciousness arise, how they interact with each other, how they create these ideas. What happens within us when we come across outside world? So this can be seen very clearly through vipassana meditation. This is a meditation the Buddha taught, which is mindfulness-based meditation practice. However, there are also secular mindfulness practices available today in different places in the world. These mindfulness-based practices, which are in a secular world, they are also useful, but through that method you will not be awakened, because they are using mindfulness for other purposes. In Buddhist teaching, mindfulness practice is specifically used to break through the delusion and to be awakened. If it is the case that you want to be awakened, then it is only vipassana meditation. It is only through this method you can realize that there is no soul.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you so much, Bhante. And Bhante is late. He needs to take his leave. Let's pay our respects and let him take his leave.
Shall we share the merits?
Yes, Bhante.
So let's put our palms together. Friends, be happy and joyful. Today also, having come to the Buddhist fellowship, we accumulated a lot of merits through paying our homage to triple gems, through meditation and Dharma learning. May the good devas rejoice over these merits, having shared these merits. May the devas protect you, protect your loved ones, protect the dispensation of the Buddha. May the devas attain bliss of Nibbana.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Our departed relatives and friends, wherever they are, may they all share these merits. Having shared these merits, may they be free from worries and sufferings. Be well, be happy. May all our departed loved ones attain bliss of Nibbana.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
May the great blessings of the Buddha, Dharma and Sangha be upon all of you, and may everyone be well and happy. May each and every one of you have mental and physical strength and power to overcome this difficult time, to achieve your good wishes. May the merits be helpful to refrain from the evil, to cultivate the good, to follow the noble path of the Buddha and attain bliss of Nibbana.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Let's pay our respects.
Sabbhitiyo vivajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavattvantarayo sukhi dīghāyuko bhava. May you all be well and happy.
Thank you, Bhante.
Thank you so much, Bhante, for the very inspiring and enriching sharing. Thank you so much. Dharma brothers and sisters, let's close our service today by doing end of service dedication. I dedicate the marriage which I have accumulated to the cultivation of my mind in order to bring happiness and benefits to all sentient beings. I dedicate the marriage to my parents, children, spouse, relatives, friends, colleagues, and my adversaries, wishing them long life, good health, happiness, and prosperity. May we never part from the Triple Gem, and may we always walk the path towards enlightenment. Let us pay respect to the Triple Gem. Arahang Sama Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivademi. Swagato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami. Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Sanghang Namami. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.